Hello everyone, my name is Nikta Akbarpour and I am a student in computer engineering at the University of Isfahan. Today I am going to present to you our paper entitled IranITJobs2021, a dataset for analyzing Iranian online IT job advertisements collected using a new crowdsourcing-based dataset gathering process. In this presentation, first I'm going to give you an introduction to our research domain, and then I will explain what the problems and their solutions are in this domain. Next, a new crowdsourcing-based data gathering process will be introduced, and then the statistics of Iran IT Jobs 2021, which has been collected using the proposed data gathering process, will be presented. Finally, a brief about our study will be delivered as a conclusion. Today, employers and job seekers benefit from online job postings and social media sites for recruitment more than ever before. Consequently, a huge volume of job postings data is available that enforces the need for data visualization and analytics to extract valuable insights to help better decision making. On the other hand, gathering and preparing high-quality data is one of the most significant and expensive steps in data analytics. Crowdsourcing is an effective way to create datasets for machine learning and data science applications. In this study, IT job advertisements published on online job search websites in Iran are collected as a dataset that utilizes a new crowdsourcing-based data collection process. In addition, some frequent challenges with the data gathering through crowdsourcing will be discussed. Finally, the specification of the collected dataset will be presented. There are two major problems that made us do research in this field. First, needless to say, one of the critical issues in Iran is the high rate of unemployment among university graduates, which might be due to the failure of the country's education system to meet the demand of the job market. Understanding state-of-the-art skills and requirements needed by the job market helps job seekers develop their qualifications and skills to increase their chances of finding their favorite job. Therefore, as a solution, investigating and analyzing online job posts could reveal valuable patterns and trends related to job market demands. Second, although many researchers have utilized crowdsourcing to conduct their research, few studies propose and apply the well-defined process of crowdsourcing. The lack of a proper crowdsourcing process might lessen the success rate of crowdsourced projects. In this paper, a new crowdsourcing-based data gathering process will be introduced, which could be utilized to acquire high-quality datasets for data analysis. The suggested process covers all stages of data collection, including the pre-gathering, gathering, and post-gathering phases. The figure below displays phases and related activities that will be described in detail in the following. First of all, pre-gathering. This stage corresponds to designing and planning crowdsourcing activities for dataset collection and includes 8 steps. First, define the objectives. Before gathering any dataset, the purpose of collecting the dataset should first be determined. At this point, a list of all potential outcomes from dataset analysis is made. For example, some of the objectives of creating the Iran IT Jobs 2021 dataset are to analyze what skills are essential to be employed in governmental and non-governmental IT companies. How much do companies allow remote work in the case of IT jobs? Is there any gender difference in IT job requests? Second, determine data fields. Once the objectives were identified, the data fields needed to meet the data gathering objective should be determined. To collect Iran IT Jobs 2021, the specific data fields are displayed in the table below. For example, in order to respond to the question, how much do companies allow remote work in the case of IT jobs, we added the remote work field, which is a Boolean. Third, define data collection phases and tasks. Data collection by crowd workers could be performed in multiple phases regarding defined objectives. Each phase may contain several tasks that should be completed by participants. Initial data collection, evaluation, modification, and labeling are examples of such tasks. Hence, in this step, phases and related tasks should be defined. For instance, the collection of Iran IT Jobs 2021 has been divided into 3 phases. In the first phase, each participant was requested to complete one task. To create the initial dataset, they must gather 30 job advertisements and ensure that none of them are duplicated. The second phase is to extract data from the collected job postings and complete dataset fields. The third phase corresponds to data validation and correction. Fourth, crowd selection and incentive design. The crowd selection is performed to select appropriate crowd workers for a specific task. At this step, the required characteristics and number of crowd workers should be determined. Then, crowd workers are selected regarding the characteristics needed. Level of knowledge, work experience, level of required training, familiarity with the collection platform, and etc. are examples of worker characteristics. Furthermore, since crowdsourcing involves human collaboration, people should be given some incentives to be engaged in completing tasks. Extrinsic incentives could be categorized as entertainment, social recognition, and financial compensation. IranITJobs 2021 dataset is related to the IT industry, so the crowd workers should be familiar with IT terms such as programming languages. So, 50 undergraduate computer and IT engineering students of the University of Isfahan were chosen to collect IranITJobs 2021. Data collection was a part of the final project related to the Fundamental of Information Technology course. Therefore, the project point was considered an incentive for crowds to accurately complete the tasks. Fifth, divide the collection scope and crowd assignment. To prevent duplicate work and manage the crowdsourcing process correctly, it is necessary to divide the collection space into several scopes and assign scopes to a specific participant. Regarding IranITJobs 2021, the job advertisements could be divided according to the location of the workplace, and 30 instances of a location were assigned to each crowd worker. Sixth, select a data collection platform. A proper data collection platform should be chosen for crowdsourcing-based data gathering. To choose a suitable platform, the following tips should be considered. The data format needed to be collected should be determined. For example, if the data is only textual and numerical, Google Sheets is a good option. Choose a platform that is easy to work with. To minimize user errors as much as possible, the platform could limit data entry to conform to the predefined format. Select a platform that can recognize duplicate data and prevent users from entering it. Considering these tips, the Google Sheets platform was employed to collect IranITJobs 2021. 7. Prepare guidelines and educational materials. To collect a dataset by crowd workers effectively and efficiently, it is vital to prepare clear guidelines to inform participants about crowdsourcing phases and tasks. In this instruction, the type of data required for each column and how to enter the information, crowdsourcing platform, validation process, and so on should be clarified. Moreover, the crowd workers should be educated about their tasks. So, educational materials such as video tutorials, workshop content, or social network posts should be prepared. Here are some suggestions for developing a guideline to collect a dataset. Specify a single language for the data. Design a special template for short text columns. For example, the following template was applied for the advertisement title column in the IranITJobs 2021 dataset. 8. Send assignments to the crowd. Once the data collection guideline is prepared, the document should be available to the participants. Furthermore, educational materials are delivered to crowd workers and training workshops, meetings, or learning management system sessions are held. The next phase is gathering, which includes 4 steps. First, check platform availability. The platform chosen for data collection may be temporarily or even permanently unavailable for various reasons. Therefore, the availability of the platform should be periodically checked, and the collectors should be notified as soon as any problems occurs and after the issue is addressed. Second, create mutual communication channels. In some cases, participants may need to keep a burst of news and information related to the collection process. For example, it is likely to make changes to the fields of the dataset. In this case, the participants should be informed about the changes. Questions or ambiguities may also arise for participants. Hence, it is necessary to consider a way of communication with collectors. In general, depending on the people chosen for the crowdsourcing, it is a good idea to set up a two-way communication channel with them. This communication channel may be an information channel on social network applications or even an email. Third, monitor data collection and get feedback. Participants may make mistakes, and the quality of the final dataset may be reduced due to errors and ambiguities in the collection process and guidelines, or issues that were not previously considered in the collection process. So after some data has been collected, it is necessary to check it to ensure it is of good quality. Fourth, update guidelines. It is possible to see that the participants are making mistakes with a recurring pattern after each review of the collected dataset, and also according to the participants' feedback. Such problems may occur because error, vagueness, and shortage exist in the guideline. Consequently, the guideline might be edited and updated, and the participants should be notified about the changes. The last phase is post-gathering, which refers to activities that should be performed after collecting the dataset and includes 3 steps. First, dataset validation. It is vital to review the data once it has been collected. The validation could be performed by experts, crowds, or both. If the crowd is supposed to validate the dataset, it is suggested that each participant validates some of the data that they have not collected. Second, dataset correction. Data correction is generally unavoidable in most data gathering projects. The following are some of the inconsistencies in a crowdsourcing-based data collection process, as well as ways to correct them. Existence of values with different languages and typographical mistakes. This problem can be solved by using translator libraries such as Google Translate and some NLP techniques such as lexicon. The presence of empty cells in some columns. One way to handle missing values is to re-enter data by experts or another crowd worker. Another way is to fill the missing value automatically using mid, median, most frequent, or constant value. Failure to follow the instructions recommended in the guideline. In such cases, it may be required to delete or correct some records. For example, in the IranITJobs2021 dataset for the keyword column, the crowd workers were asked to add at least 5 keywords for each ad, but some records had less than 5 keywords. To solve this problem, a column for recording the whole text of the ad was considered to extract the keyword after the data collection. Low density values and samples. In some cases, a data field may have a wide range of values, so there may be very few instances of each value in the dataset. In these cases, a common feature between low density values could be considered and the values could be generalized. For example, in the IranITJobs2021, it was found that while the diversity of cities is relatively high, the quantity of ads in small cities is very low. To address this problem, it was decided to replace cities with the corresponding district. Third, dataset preparation and publication. The dataset should be uploaded to an appropriate source, and a dataset description should be prepared, including a description of each column, the number of samples, the date of collection, and etc. Finally, the statistics of IranITJobs2021. During the data collection stage, 1,300 ads related to information technology from August 2019 to January 2021 were collected. These ads are collected from Iranian online job search websites. Following figures display advertisements distribution per corporation type, gender, knowledge enterprise, military service support, remote work allowance, and project-based recruitment respectively. In conclusion, a process for collecting and preparing datasets using crowdsourcing was presented in this paper. Furthermore, a set of IT job advertisements published on Iranian online job websites was collected to form a dataset for the proposed process. Thank you for your attention. We are ready for your possible questions.